Ooh, wait, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. So I figured since it is pouring rain and we have a flood advisory right now, why not let's talk knife speed? And does knife speed, depending on how a knife opens, does it matter? Is it going to be what saves your life? Um, this video is going to go over different knives, how they open. This one is not a flipper. It is not an auto. It just opens by the power of man. So what I'm doing is just taking my middle finger and I'm sticking it in that hole and I'm flicking it open. That's it. You can see the speed on which this opens. Now you think that in order to save your life, you have to have a fast opening knife. But sometimes you don't want them to know you're opening a knife. You might want to put that thing on the side of you, you know what I mean, kind of behind you while they're just opening their mouth, and you want to open it real quiet like, right? So sometimes speed isn't important. But does the kind of knife matter when it comes down to the kind of speed? So we're going to go over a few. So what I'm going to do is I have this one, which is just a regular open close folder. We're going to go over the kind of knife that opens automatically when you take it out of your pocket. I didn't flick it, otherwise it would have flicked. But it like pulls from the pocket. We'll go over that. We will talk about an OTF. We'll talk about a auto open, and then we'll compare it to something like a top what do you call it, a top flipper, or a plunger lock, right? So we have all these options on how to open a knife, and then you have your standard flipper, or you could use this as a button lock. But you have all these different options, and what I can tell you is the speed from opening this plunger lock is pretty immediate, right? So if it came down to, oh crap, I better get it out real quick, the plunger lock gets it out quick. If I need to get it out quick, boom. So does this awesome gunslinger. So does this top flipper right here. All I'm doing is letting it go from, I should probably get my fingers off it, letting it go from there, and it's going to open up. If I need it quick, I can get it quick. So between those two, I find no difference. And then when it comes down to this guy right here, I find no difference. It's just popping open. So a lot of it comes down to the user, right? Now, if I took a knife like this, that's a flipper, right? And I went like this, I can make it slow. But if I need it to be fast, this thing's as fast as any auto open that's out there. The difference is the auto open, it doesn't matter how fast you are as a person, just pressing that button is going to make it open. So if I took this one and I was like, right, now that's a lot slower than just pressing a button. But if I do it right, and I concentrated on one, not the other. If I do it right, they come out the exact same speed. The difference, of course, is user error, like I just did, can slow this one down, where user error cannot slow this one down. Now this one, I know that I don't have to search for any buttons or anything like that. It's right there. Hear that thunder? It just pops right open anytime, every time. This one, if I'm reaching for it and I miss, oh crap, I missed the button, then that's on me. So user error can be there. It's a little easier right-handed on a lot of these autos because they put it to where the thumb is. But even if I press the wrong thing because I'm reaching for something, I'm feeling something round, oh, that's the pivot. There's the lock. There's the button. You can still miss. So even if I was going to try and chalk up user error as something like that, I can still screw that up. Now, certain knives are going to have less user error as far as that's concerned. Like on this Boker, the push button sticks out, so it's going to be right there. It's just easier to find. But then you have something like this where it's immediate, automatic, and right where it is. The problem is a lot of people, for some reason, I don't know if it's thumb strength or what, they have a hard time with that. But this, you see, it's direct in, direct out. This one's going to close faster. But is it? I mean, is it? So that closes pretty fast. That opens fast, it closes fast, right? Opens fast, closes fast. So even on that, it really comes down to practice. Getting something in and out of the pocket. Now I'm going to go left-handed with this because it's made for righty. But you see, when I pop it out, even as a left-handed person, that is going to come out right away. Now, for this, what I'm doing is I'm just lifting, and once it releases that brake, it pops open automatically. It happens a lot better when you're not trying to do it in slow motion. But on a right-handed person, it's even better because it's in my wallet. It's already right here, so it's coming out that direction. So you're pulling behind you. Where as a lefty, what I'm doing is same thing, but I'm pulling forward, and I totally didn't do it, but pulling forward, and it'll come out automatically. On this knife, however, it doesn't matter because while I can't combat flick it, boom, it just flicks right open anyway. So it doesn't really matter. You don't need it to come out of the pocket, but it just is what it is. Now, there's going to be different kinds of things. You might have a knife in your pocket. Something like this would be really helpful since you can get it to open as you pull it, right? The wave technology from Emerson, I believe that does the same thing, comes out as you do it. They have the same thing with a lot of cold steel knives. It does that. This is just better than both of those. But you can do that. So now what I do a lot of times when I'm walking, if I'm out doing something, Shelly and I are out, especially on the trail where there's either going to be people or critters, what I do is I carry a knife in my hand while I'm walking. Something goes down, it doesn't matter. It's right there in my hand. I'm good to go. So when I walk, I usually have something in my hand, and that's generally when I'm carrying something more this size, right? Because it just fits in my hand. It's nice and easy. I know it's going to be ready to go no matter what. But that is just immediate and ready to be there. If I want to open it with the Spidey flick, it's going to go. But it literally, does having some kind of automatic opening knife make the difference when it comes down to survival? Simple answer is no. It really doesn't. What matters in survival is your instincts, your abilities, because you can take out a knife with a push button and freeze. You could get nervous and you could miss. It only takes this much time to miss before they realize you just screwed up pulling a weapon, and now maybe they pull one of theirs or they put a foot to your chest, and there goes your day. So if you pull something out and you screw up and you fumble around, that's no good for you. That's why when I'm out, I'm going to carry it in my hand and be ready to go. And if I'm not carrying it in my hand, if something's in my pocket and I need to get a knife out and have a blade ready to go, I'm going to take it out of my pocket and try to be really, really inconspicuous. I don't want them to know that I'm pulling a knife out of my pocket, right? I want it to open really, really slow, and I'm going to be doing it behind me kind of type thing. So if something went down, I could literally come out of my pocket and just have it there and be like, look, man. And then I'm ready to go. It's already there, because as soon as they see you react, they're going to react. Remember that. So you're only as fast as they are when it comes down to some kind of one-on-one. So does it matter how fast your knife is without you being fast? No, it really doesn't. What matters is instincts. What matters is timing. What matters is practice. So if you're going to get out there with a knife, get out there with a knife and practice with it. Practice. Just sit there and flick and fiddle and do your thing and just get right with your knife. Just get right with your knife so when you need it, it's just going to be there. With these ones took me a little bit longer to get used to than some other ones, but once I'm used to it, forget about it. And this one, I love this. So yeah, but even with something like that, I'm efficient. I'm efficient with anything push button, obviously, because that's going to do it itself. And I'm efficient with something like this, which this knife is awesome. This is the Batum by CKRT. This is one of my forever knives. Can I buy another one somewhere? Sure, why not? But I'll never sell this one. The only one I have to say I've been practicing with, and I can't get any kind of speed with because it has a really tight tolerance, is this case that came from the Pierces. This knife is really awesome, but this isn't a self-defense knife. It's not made that way. It's made to be a skinner. I mean, you look at this angle. It literally, the finger goes right around it. This thing is just made to be a little workhorse. It's not made, it almost looks like a seahorse. It's made to be a workhorse. But it's not made to be fast deployment. So while it does have this guy on here, that's pretty much as fast as I get it. And I've been practicing with it because I wanted to be more proficient with it. It just happens to be a slow opening knife. You know what I mean? I with all the little push buttons, I have a bunch of these pyrites, like different models of pyrite. And another CJRB product were just awesome. And I've gotten really good with those. And getting those open and closed. And it just came down to practice. It's even like a friction folder, right? It's just gonna go. It's just gonna go. So the more you practice is what determines whether or not you're gonna be the same speed as this or the same speed as this by using something like that. You know what I mean? So practice. Your knife can save your life. So always know your knife. Practice with it, use it, put it in your hand. Know your knife. I know this knife. So that's it. Pretty simple. Do you need speed? No. What you need is tact. If you got tact, then that's going to keep you alive longer than pushing a button and making a knife fly out. All right, so that's it for this one. I am Donnie. Till next video.